Hello, hello, hello. To my party people out there in Radio Land, welcome to this week's transmission. This week's topic is gonna be a short one. Cause I gotta get in the sun. I gotta get back to the sunlight. We are one, but we are different, right? Frankie Beverly Mays, right? We are one, right? That's what they saying, right? We are one, right? No, I can't say I. Right. I know, but we are different, right? You can put a little asterisk on the end, like we are one, but we are different. So, in these transmissions, I've talked a lot about everything being interconnected, right? The purpose puzzle, right? How all of our purposes are interconnected. How our physical realities and lives are obviously all interconnected, right? Spiritual, all of that, mental, all of that. It's all the same, right? Everything around you that looks like space is not space. It's filled with things, right? Electromagnetic waves, UV rays, all these types of things. Some that we haven't even discovered yet, right? There is no such thing as empty space. So I always got to add a little science in there for you, you know. We often get caught up, especially people in the spiritual community. Yep, I'm calling y'all out, sitting in y'all lotus position, up here talking about, oh, we're one, everybody is one. Oh, I don't see this, I don't see differences, I don't see. They lying. Like, that is not the way that this life is set up, nor is it the way that it was meant to be set up, right? So there's two different things I want to touch on. As far as the way that it's set up, recognizing differences helps understand diversity, right? And helps honor the uniqueness, right? So that's in terms of how it's set up, right? Societally. Yes. So that's like based upon our human construct, right? Our societal, our Western construct. So even within that, right? That's saying that we are all one without an asterisk at the end is a flawed statement, right? Because if you just say we're all one, point blank, period, no footnote, no nothing at the end, then oftentimes people use this statement, and people specifically who are hiding behind spirituality, quote unquote, my air quotes, hey baby, miss you. Oh, you miss me too? Ah, you're so sweet. They use this phrase, or misuse this phrase, I should say, as a cop-out, right, for privilege. And it's often used by people who wish to remain blind to the struggle of others, right? The people who want to maintain the status quo. So if things are going well for me, if I'm at the top of the social hierarchy, right, I'm getting money, I'm, that girl, I'm that person, I'm, then of course I'm going to say we are one. Of course I'm going to turn a blind eye to people who have less, to homelessness, to, starvation, to hungry kids, and oh no, we're all one, everything's fine, right? They have the same opportunities that I have, right? It's all the same. All right? Yet, if you don't recognize the differences of people, then you are essentially saying that you don't recognize an aspect of them, right? Which is the ultimate disrespect. That is saying you don't recognize their needs. That's what it really comes down to. You don't recognize or even acknowledge. You are refusing, by recognizing your differences, you are refusing to acknowledge, right, other people's needs. That was good. It just came out of nowhere. I'm here every day. No, I'm not. But yeah. So, for example, let's be practical. If I am in Home Depot, right? Home Depot, I don't know why that just came up. And I'm walking and I'm getting something, and there is a person in a wheelchair, right, who needs assistance reaching the top shelf. I can't just be like, oh, we all one, right? Every human, no, they have to make accommodations for that. It is the same with most public places, right? They have to be wheelchair accessible. Why is that? Not because, oh, people in wheelchairs are so special and so privileged and the world just revolves around wheelchairs. No, it is because they have special needs, right? It is because they need the sidewalk to be to have indentations and inclines, and they need ramps, right? So people who don't need those things do not get to complain about people who do, right? And there's quote unquote special treatment. No, that's leveling the playing field for them so that they can come and go as freely and easily as everybody else. That's what that means. It's the same with little people, right? People who have shorter stature than most people. I'll just say that, right? So they need special accommodations too, right? It's not that they're special or they're different or they're privileged. No, right? For little people to drive a car, they need certain mechanisms in place so that they can reach the pedals. The same with people who have certain, disabilities and things like that. That's not them being special and asking for a special treatment. That is us leveling the playing field for people who, would otherwise not have access to the same opportunities and resources that we, would. We being people who don't have those disabilities or those issues. So that's what that means. You must recognize differences. You must. It is not an option. It's not no, we are one, point blank period, I'm done, right? You recognize differences. Oh, I see that this person is elderly, this person is on a cane, right? I need to move slower for them. I need to lower things for them. Even for babies. We don't say, oh, they'll figure it out. No, we childproof things. We put up little gates. All of these things, all these accommodations that we make for people who otherwise would not be able to make these decisions or take the appropriate actions themselves. So that is on how society is set up. So you say, well, that's racism, that's discrimination. Of course, right? There are certain balances that have to be put in place so that it is leveled, quote unquote, as much as it can be within a capitalistic system. But the other side of that is that's how it's meant to be set up. So even within the universe. So you say, well, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need to make accommodations, right? Everybody would just be equal and the same. And we would sing, la, 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 by skipping through, flower daffodil fields. I don't know. No, the universe is set up for us to be different. That is why we have different skin complexions. That is why we have different body shapes. That is why we have different talents, different gifts. That's why, right? We are meant to be different. We are meant to be interconnected, but we are also different, right? On an energetic level, yes, we are all the same. Everything is made up of the same thing. And we are meant to know that as well, right? You see yourself in other people and other people in yourself. That way you can treat other people how you treat yourself, assuming you treat yourself well, right? But that is so that you can ascend spiritually and evolve in all dimensions and make yourself and the world better, right? That's why. But also, there are differences that we have each been implanted with, that we each brought into this life, right? There are people who are amazing at writing. There are people who are amazing at dancing. There are people who are amazing at doing unconventional stuff. Like I talked about limboing, right? Even though for us it's like, how you gonna limbo? Why would you? That's not a job. And yet there are people who limbo for a living, right? There are people who are amazing with numbers and all kinds of stuff, creating things, putting concepts together that we wouldn't normally do, right? Using scrap metal, using recycled objects, trash, and creating new things. People who are amazing at designing clothes or just all kinds of stuff, cards, hairstyles, like painting rice, miming. These are professions, y'all. People making money doing these things, big money. So why would we think ever that the whole we are one argument would suffice for the human existence on any level? No. Why would that make sense, right? We have different wants, different needs, different desires, different gifts, and that's what makes life colorful. That's what makes life interesting, right? Dynamic. our differences, not pushing them under the rug, not pretending that we're all the same. We all have the same opinion, the same desires, the same goals in life. No, the same ultimate goal, right, is ascension, creation, and making the world better. But how do you do that? By being yourself, by being unique, by doing that which comes easily to you, right? That which brings you the most joy. Expressing yourself, expressing your gift. That is the whole purpose of this. You can look at the animal kingdom. You can look outside of the human species to see this, right? Why do you have some birds that they have different voices, right? Why don't all birds sound the same? Why you say, well, they have calls to their mates and all that. All right. So why are birds all such different colors? They come in different sizes. There's birds with green butts. I saw one the other day. I'm like, wow, the universe was really, like some have different color feathers just on their head. All of this stuff. Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary for a bird to have a neon green butt? I saw it with my own eyes, y'all. Why is it necessary for some birds to have delicate little stripes and polka dots in certain places and colors? That's art, right? Just for the sake of it, just for the heck of it. It's beauty. It's creation. It's life, right? They're all different. We are all different. All viruses are different. All bacteria are different. We different, right? Embrace that. Know that. Recognize that. Respect that. Acknowledge that. And those who may not share your views or who may not look like you do, who may not share your reflection, right? Acknowledge it. And that's all I got to say. Thank you for listening. Have a great week. Love, light, laughter. Bye.